Have you ever heard a sound in the middle of the night that you just couldn't explain? Ever felt like someone was watching you, but when you turned around, no one was there? Or maybe you caught something moving in the corner of your eye, and when you looked, it was gone. We humans have always been trapped between what we can see and what we can't, between the world we touch and the world that might be hidden. And one of the strangest beings said to live in that unseen world are the Jinn. But what exactly is a Jinn? Do they really exist? And if they do, what do they look like? I'm a curious narrator from our modern world, and today we're diving deep into history, belief, and science to uncover the truth behind this ancient mystery. Thousands of years ago, humans already believed in invisible beings, not made of flesh or bone, but of energy or smokeless fire. In ancient Mesopotamian texts, beings called Shedu and Lamassu appeared, spirits that could protect or torment. In ancient Persia, the Avesta spoke of divs and paris, forces locked in a battle between light and darkness. But somewhere around the 6th century in Arabia, these ideas took a new name: Jinn. The Quran describes them as beings made of fire, existing before humans with free will to choose good or evil. Since then, the image of Jinn has lived at the crossroads of fear, power, and mystery. But the story didn't end there. During the Middle Ages, as Europe was consumed by witch hunts and superstition, the Jinn were often equated with demons and evil spirits. Meanwhile, in the East, in Persia, India, and Arabia, Jinn remained part of daily life. People told stories about them, sang songs, and passed legends through generations. Even today, in parts of Iran and Pakistan, some places are still called haunted by Jinn, spots no one dares to visit after dark. In 2019, a global Pew Research survey found that over 55% of people in the Middle East believe Jinn are real. In Iran, nearly 60% said they either hadn't experienced themselves or knew someone who had. But here's the twist. In the United States, around 40% of people say they believe in ghosts or unseen entities too. Different names, same fascination. Centuries have passed, but humans still fear what hides in the dark. Psychologists say our brains are wired to create explanations when logic fails. A creaking window, a flicker of shadow, or the hum of the wind. Our mind can turn it into something more. Yet, strange reports keep surfacing. In 2011, a video from the Arabian desert showed a dark figure moving across the sand. Millions said it was a Jinn. In India, researchers recorded a sound they couldn't trace to any known source. And in Iran during the 2000s, news outlets covered several Jinn-haunted houses. None were ever proven, but people still remember them. Jinn don't just live in fear, they live in art and imagination too. From the tales of 1001 Nights to modern horror films, they've evolved with us. Remember the movie Jinn, 2013 UAE, or The Possession of Hannah Grace? The same idea, an invisible force slipping between worlds. On TikTok, the hashtag #NotYourJinn has more than 2 billion views. Even in the digital age, we're still chasing shadows. But why has the idea of Jinn survived for so long? Maybe because deep down we need something beyond the physical world. Something to give our fear or our faith a face. For some, Jinn are pure evil. For others, they're symbols of wisdom or untamed power. In Sufi writings, Jinn can represent the wild side of the human soul. In modern psychology, they resemble Carl Jung's shadow self, the hidden part of our mind we don't want to see. Science, of course, has its own explanations. Neuroscientists have linked Jinn sightings to sleep paralysis, hallucinations, and specific brainwave patterns. In 2018, researchers at the University of Lausanne triggered the sensation of an unseen presence by stimulating a small region of the brain. In other words, the human brain itself can create a Jinn. But does that mean every experience is just a glitch of the mind? Maybe not, because some mysteries still refuse to be solved. In many Islamic cultures, people believe Jinn can possess humans, or even marry them. In Sudan, ceremonies called Zar are held to expel Jinn from people's bodies. In Pakistan and Iran, Jinn healers still claim to communicate with them through smoke, prayer, or verses from the Quran. Most doctors see these as psychological conditions, but the rituals continue generation after generation. And now, Jinn have entered the modern world too. The internet is full of stories, photos, and real Jinn videos. In 2023 alone, more than 8 million Google searches were made for real Jinn sightings. YouTube channels dedicated to haunted Jinn houses attract millions of views. Video games like Phasmophobia or Outlast Trials use invisible entities inspired by Jinn legends. It seems we've brought our ancient fears into the digital age. But maybe the real question isn't, do Jinn exist? Maybe it's, why do we need them to exist? Why has the human mind for thousands of years refused to let go of the unseen? Even surrounded by science, light, and data, there's still a corner of darkness we can't explain. Imagine a future where artificial intelligence analyzes every human experience and concludes that Jinn are just brain errors. Would fear disappear? Would myths die? Or would our minds create something new to fill that same shadow? We are human, and maybe not knowing is part of what keeps us alive. So, what do you think? Do Jinn truly exist? Or are they just reflections of our own fears and imagination? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because maybe your answer is the next chapter of this story.